Frankie absolutely killing it, and welcome to the LEC post-game lobby. After week 8 of the spring split, I'm Machine, and I've got myself QuickShot and G2's Jankos hanging out. This is exciting. So, I mean, we've got so much to talk about. First of all, your heart still beating a little fast after that finish?
Well, I don't know. I felt like
I think that's a no.
So it's important to note. It's important to note for the fans, right? As Jankos came up, we were congratulating Jankos and saying, "Well done, nicely done." And you're a bit critical, not like happy with the win.
Perkz just said the same thing. What's going on? It's a big victory.
No,
You're locked in for #1 now.
I think we lost the early game, and we all know that it was my fault. I missed every single ability I could in the early game. Like I basically denied us 3 kills, which I could have had, and probably carried the early game. But yeah, we fell behind, and then at some point, Caps made some crazy plays, and thanks to him, he kind of bounced back, and then Vitality made a bad Nashor call that made us have the Nashor, and we somehow won this game. But I think it was so far the worst performance I ever had in my life. I don't know if I played worse. I literally missed everything I could, and I was just a burden for my team, and it felt really bad, And in game, I actually couldn't focus, which normally doesn't happen to me. But I was just thinking about how bad I played. And I was also on POV stream, so everyone could see how boosted I was. I was disaster. It was a disaster.
So there's a running theme. A lot of pro players and teams think that the POV stream is actually cursed, and players that play on POV stream play worse. Have you heard those rumors? And well, those are a little old, of course.
I think last year, every time we would have POV stream, we lost. I don't this time.
Okay.
I really tried hard to lose, but I guess my team was too good. I mean, honestly, it was. I'm so ashamed. It was so disgusting. Honestly, so bad.
Okay. So I want to ask a follow-up question. After a performance like that, every player has them. What is your normal port of call? What do you do? What's your actions you take? Do you just step away from the game for a bit? Do you jump straight back in and just play solo queue until 6 a.m.? I mean, how do you recover from a game like that?
Well, I think first of all, I need to recover mentally because that was embarrassment. And then afterwards, I play.
You still won the game, Jankos.
Yeah, I know.
You're locked in #1.
My team won the game.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I was around, But it's true that we did secure #1 slot right now.
Congratulations.
So thank you. We made it, and I will just recover mentally. Probably maybe take a break today, watch some NA, and then tomorrow just grind solo queue for the whole week.
I actually do feel really bad about what I'm about to do, but we have a few replays that I wouldn't mind watching. I know, I really understand, but that is one of the best games that we've seen in the LEC in a long time. I understand how it felt for you, right? But it was still super exciting and entertaining for us. So can we start some of the replay packages? Because I actually think Caboshot gets a solo kill on Wonder first, so we can make fun of him a little bit.
Okay.
Which I think is going to feel well. Actually, we can see the replays just over there, and they'll be up here. But I mean, what does it feel like when you see Wonder getting chunked up by Cabo in the early game,
I mean, at that moment, it was already after I could have killed Rek'Sai on Crab, but I didn't. So back then, I was already thinking about myself. And now, they kind of entered the fight, right? Because Lissandra is not there. They don't get the flank off, and they all go in at the same time. And, our comp is really good if they go in, right? So right now, I will just flash
this chase from Wonder was super spicy.
But anyway, yeah, I think the Wunder really smurfed here. And I think they just made a, stupid call. Maybe they thought they have 2 Mountain Drakes, and they thought they will actually get the Nash. But there was no way they could just do the Nash there. We were around, and yeah, somehow we did win the fight.
So this final team fight was insane. I mean, so many of these fights were absolutely insane, and you guys go pushing, onto the Nexus, and I think Wonder once again actually catches Attila right towards it. What was communication like at this?
Yeah, I mean, I think the communication is kind of clear. We know that, we can end at this point because all of them died at Nash. And right now we kind of knew that also Lucian is respawning, so we want to kill Rek'Sai before he recalls. He has Nash recall. And after, it's 5v3. So I think they really need a miracle play to save them from the game.
I mean, you had one of those when they were knocking on your Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think Wunder and Caps really played well this game. They kind of carried our team. And now, yeah, I think we finished them off and we won the game. So I was really happy that we actually won because at some point we all died mid. No, we got caught bot. I got caught bot. And then they killed Caps as well, and then they killed our mid lane, and then they went to end the game, right? And at that moment, I thought the game is really lost.
Yeah, and Wonder once again smurfing.
And there, yeah, Camille and Galio really smurfed, and somehow we didn't lose the game. And from that point, we actually started winning again because we were in control, except for that one throw. I mean, after we we were losing, winning, So I'm really happy that my team was good enough today to carry me, and next time I'll just not run it down as hard, hopefully, and be a strong pillar for my team.
Oh,
I mean, you can feel it, but look, it's one of those things where you know, I've seen you playing for a long time, Jankos, and I can really empathize. I feel like heartbreak. I want to give you a hug, right? But it must feel really good to know the team can step up when you do struggle. And considering how good your split has been, even on a personal level, it's a bad game, but it's, you know, in week 8, you know, guaranteed first. You're guaranteed Rotterdam. You've got time to recover and look forward towards playoffs. I mean, that's got to be good, right?
No, I mean, I think we are fine, you know. It's still only one game. And, you know, I played bad, happens. Hopefully I can pick it up for next games. And like you said, we did qualify. We are #1 seed. We will have the side selection in semifinals, kind of.
Good feeling.
And yeah, we will just try our best in playoffs. You know, that's all that matters. Next week is just some games left, and we really want to win them because we do play against Fnatic, and we do also play against Misfits. You know, we don't want to run it down on anything.
So one hard game, one easy game.
I mean, honestly, I think Fnatic is quite good right now, you know. I think they really picked up since beginning of the split because first, like, they would struggle a lot and Bipo was not playing very well. But right now I feel like they can actually play around top and bot, and they don't lose lanes as much as they did before, and their draft also improved. I think Youngbug was also on PGL last time, and he did talk about, you know, what they changed in their practice to actually become better. I think, you know, it's kind of a meme that Fnatic is always good in playoffs, but I mean, it's playoffs time and Fnatic is a good team,
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we said there's a few games left. There is, to be specific, 2. Coming up next Friday, we have got the most highly anticipated matchup as rivals Fnatic and these boys G2 face off in our match of the week. Now, this is the best team of the first round robin versus the best team from the second round robin. And you've already started talking about it, but I would love to take a bit of a deeper dive. I mean, they've turned things around. This has been quite a transformation over.
I mean, they have, and like, I actually said this to Machine just before the game ended. If G2 had lost the game, they would have had the same win-loss in the second half of the split as Misfits. If they had lost, gone 3-4 so far, you didn't. You're now 4-3. Okay, so that statement is no longer, you know, valid.
But their first half was pretty solid.
I agreed, and also the context of the losses matter a whole lot. You know, when G2 has lost games, it's not the same. But I mean, you know, Reckless versus Caps, Reckless versus Perkz next week, grudge matches. I think it's going to be hype.
So I wasn't here for it, but last time you guys played against one another, you set history. I want to make sure I get this right, because you beat Fnatic in the fastest game in LEC history. Are you expecting a similar outcome this time?
Well, I believe that back then they had a really bad draft, and we also played really well. So we did stone them so fast. I think it's quite impossible to end the game so fast if your opponents are trying to win. So I think that if this week or next week they have a good draft and they prepare for us, like they kind of want to prepare for every opponent because the seed matters for them.
Yes.
I think it's not going to be as one-sided, you know. I think we can win, but I'm not going to say that we'll stomp them or anything, because I think they are a decent team right now.
Perhaps no more record-breaking times, that's for sure. But I mean, this Reckless versus Perkz conversation is one that's kind of interesting, because, okay, I get it. I'm not a league pro, I'm not a league expert, but I'm looking at the amount of AD carry games that have been played when you look at the two. You've got, I mean, this has been an incredible transition, incredibly mechanically skilled Perkz, but he's got, was it 16, Trevor, you told me?
16 professional games
16
and
professional games in one split, and it's like 6.5, 7 years from Reckless. How, I mean, Jankos, how, experience does play into this, right? I mean, Perkz he's up against a pretty tough opponent in that lane.
I mean, I do think Reckless is a really good carry, and I think he was way worse, like when they played, when the two faced each other last time, because, you know, Fnatic was struggling. I do think, though, that Perkz is very talented, and he has just like this thing for the game, you know, and it doesn't matter if he's playing AD carry or mid lane, he kind of knows what to do at every stage of the game. So even if he can't dominate Reckless on lane, like, super hard, which I think he can, well, Perkz is a good player, no? So I'm not worried about it.
I mean, I have a feeling right now, and it's a little awkward with Jankos sitting next to me, but I think, like, right now, Fnatic are the best team in Europe. If you take current performance, if you take the last few weeks into account, I have far less question marks around their game, around their draft. You know, much like how, you know, Jankos spoke at length about having a difficult game when the rest of the team stepped up to carry. I've seen that from multiple members of Fnatic. You know, I've seen Reckless not needed to carry. I saw Bwipo today really not having a great game. Yesterday it was Bwipo that was the reason they won the game, at least, you know, unlocking it. So I'm seeing this consistency in play, and I am very excited about the matchup because G2 are one of the other teams that have also have this huge star power,
Yeah.
you know, the whole way down the roster, that if one person is a little bit off, there is enough ability in everybody else to make up for it. You can play 4v5 and still win the game.
And something that was quite interesting.
Thanks,
Sorry.
Thank you.
It was a big win, a huge win, and you've locked in that #1 spot. Something that caught my eye, just back to Perkz for a moment while he was on screen, is the fact that he's bringing in Kalista. Now, Medic was talking to me the fact that he's got so few, you know, professional AD carry games, and he's already confident enough to either have it banned against him or he's picking it. I mean, has he been grinding it back at the? I was going to say team house. That's a bit outdated. Back in the office.
I think Perkz is just, you know, playing whatever he thinks is good in solo queue, and then if he feels confident in it, we'll play it. And like I said before, I think he's talented enough to actually play every champion in the game. Doesn't matter if it's mage, and I think that's like his huge advantage. That he played like Yasuo, he played Zoe, and you know, he could just play mages compared to a lot of the AD carry players. And at the same time, he also plays the AD carries. So I think with, you know, like next split, maybe he'll be even better. But I think right now he's like really, really good.
Yeah, and now with just 2 games left for each team, we are set for a thrilling fight in the final week. And first up, we have to talk about the battle for second place. It's Vitality, Splice, and Origin.
All right, so
talk to me.
Okay, so standings are equal. I actually have like some numbers here prepared, right?
He had his calculator out earlier.
10 wins, 6 losses apiece. Now, each of these teams obviously plays 2 games, and in the event that the teams are tied in standings, we need to look at their head-to-heads. This is going to be like extremely crucial. Vitality and Origin, 1-1. Vitality 2-0 over Splice. Splice and Origin, 1-1. So when you look at these teams and you look at how they're going to be standing, it's absolutely crucial that teams pick up as many wins as they can next week to not put themselves in the head-to-head bracket.
Would you say every game matters?
I would say every game counts.
I knew I'd make that mistake.
Like not bad. You know,
Thank you. Every match matters. It sounds better.
But I think what's even more important to remind everybody is that not only is the standings implications and then the head-to-heads extremely important, we have the potential for tiebreaker games. Also, whoever wins and takes that second seed, guaranteed Rotterdam.
Sure.
And then if somebody places third, they also get to pick their opponent for the first round of playoffs, and they get to pick between 5th and 6th. So even in that position, you don't want to be dropping down to 4th. You want 2nd or 3rd.
And talking of 5th and 6th, I mean, why don't we look at the contenders for that? I mean, there is quite a battle going on right now. You look at Schalke, Misfits, SK. Actually, Jankos, I'd love to know your opinion. When you look at that, when you hear those 3 names, is there like an obvious contender for the 6th spot?
Yeah, I mean, I just think Misfits and SK are probably not making it in. Like last week in Euphoria, I think I said Schalke, but they did win their game against Misfits this time, so they do have like the one win advantage. I don't know what, like who will play them next week, so I'm not sure like if they will be able to pick up some wins. But
let me tell you.
Let's theorycraft.
So SK will be playing Rogue and Vitality. Misfits are playing Splice and G2. Right, as you mentioned. And then who are we missing? SK and Schalke, right? And then Schalke will be playing Origin and Rogue. So Misfits have definitely got the most difficult of the matchups next week.
Yeah, I do think that Misfits will probably not make it in. And I think SK is a tough one because you could argue that they should be able to beat Rogue, but then their second game is way more difficult. And, you know, they are only 1 win. I mean, they are 1 win behind. So.
If anybody's a fan of Hunger Games, the odds are not in their favor, and I actually have them.
Okay, talk to me.
There's 1,024 possibilities next weekend, you know, with all the different like outcomes of the games. And out of those 1,024, Schalke and Nulfia are locked into playoffs with 79% of those scenarios. Okay? Oof. Then we go to SK and what I'm calling the Misfits tier, teams at 7 and 9. If SK want to make playoffs, there are only 8.6% of the scenarios out of 1,024. And for Misfits, it's 7.4%. They need Schalke to lose both of their games. They need to win their games. Basically, for both of those teams, their destiny is no longer in their own hands.
And that is just the worst feeling when you've done everything you could or were able to do, and your fate now entirely sealed by other people's play. And if you guys want to see them play over in Rotterdam, you can get your tickets for the LEC finals for it's the 13th and 14th of April over at eu.lolesports.com/Rotterdam. Real easy. Now, the key play of the game, that's been going on for a while. I think it's time to take a look at that leaderboard. And we do have Caps in the lead ahead of Selfmade, Nuke Duck, this man Jankos, and of course Kobe as well. Where are we at right now? 6?
Yep, 6 wins.
Damn.
So of course, once the team has won the game, there's potential 3 to get nominated. And then obviously whoever wins the votes.
Can I ask a stupid question? Like,
Yes.
do these guys driving away in a Kia if they win or something?
No, unfortunately not. It's bragging rights, but maybe we should say that, right?
Yeah. I mean, start sending emails.
Yes,
Make it happen.
and of course, when you see the teams, like, for example, Caps and Selfmade, both at 6 wins, whoever has the higher percentage of votes actually then gets placed higher up in the standings. So even though they're, you know, the same number of titles, it's percentage of fan vote that helps you win that.
Okay, so just it's a popularity contest, and these guys are killing it.
Yeah, we've got one of the top 5 right next to us.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I don't think I was in the vote today.
Yeah.
I really don't think I did. So yeah.
You had a blindfold on. It's fine, Lisa. Anyway, as we as we close out week 8 of the spring split, let's look back at the best moments from the Rift in our Alienware big plays. Up first, if it wasn't enough to secure the win, but Upset's pentakill against Excel was still a highlight moment. It was a close fight, but the UK underdogs had no chance against the daughter of the Void.
W8D2 trying to do a little bit more as Expect gets forced away. They picked up the Rift Herald. Miasma stops the Hex Splash going out, but the jump back in. Expect once again lands the hook. So much damage coming out of Upset, but he opens up his back once again. W8D2 still doing work here as Upset just cleaning up the fight. Somehow got the triple. Somehow got the penta. The main man for Schalke stands up and is counted.
We kill him. We can clean up maybe.
I can combo.
They're slow.
Careful.
Kaisen ulti.
I stun him.
Run after.
Run. Look at this guy. You win. He's not close.
Let's
You
go,
win.
let's go. Yeah.
Behind you.
Oh, nice.
Push
Penta hold.
Push top.
Well played, Upset.
Let's look to
Don't
get
wanna
river
be
control
behind
again.
the
I'm f***ing fat now. I got a penta.
Oh, that feels so bad. That feels so bad. The only time in the history of the European professional scene where a team has picked up a pentakill and then gone on to lose the game. But he's fed right now. Doesn't matter. Sorry,
No,
bro.
I mean, writing history always sounds good, and then, yeah, it can go wrong as well. But next up, his beard is as majestic as a Viking's, and yesterday, Vitality's Cabochard was a complete monster on Olaf. Rogue tried their best to run away from the Berserker, but sadly, Ragnarok was upon them.
Wait, what's he doing? He's
Exactly what you
overextended.
expect. Cabo, is this a bait? Is this a mistake? What is this? Here comes Mowgli. There's the burrow into the flash knockup. Cabo keeps throwing out the axes. The undertow, the reckless swings. It's a double kill for Mowgli.
I think we win fight go on Riven.
Where skill do I go?
Go Riven.
We already die.
Good job.
Nice double.
Sure has. Now we see the 1v1. Olaf versus Renekton.
Well, there's a flash over the wall. Here comes Cabochard. Ragnarok and Ragnarok. He's got one. He's looking for two. A new challenger appears. EQ's looking for the counter kill. And it will be secured by Senkux. What does it feel like when somebody's that fed and they're just like rolling over over a team? You know, when you see an Olaf do that, what does it feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really fun to play Olaf that kind of style. I remember Pina trying to play the LCK with Conqueror as well. I think it's kind of worse in jungle because you don't need that Predator to actually like get in the fight. But if you are Olaf and you are fed from lane and you play against Renekton, which you can always all in if you hit 1Q, I think it feels pretty good.
Was that a Pokemon reference, Trevor?
A little bit.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, thank you.
I just want to give you the appreciation that someone noticed it. Anyway, finally, in our match of the day, it was about 20 minutes ago, and Yankos still fresh from it, but G2 faced off against Vitality in a tense fight. When it came down to it, the #1 team in the LEC managed to come out on top.
G2 have made the impossible hold. Can Vitality do it as well? The TP now coming in to bolster their efforts. Round wolfing the minions behind the line. They go in and take it. Vitality need to find the fight here. Cabo immediately jumping into the whole team. Yankos keeping his focus there. Wonder on the backside. G2 moving in, looking to take to the right side. He goes in. He's dead. He's dead. That could be it. Cabo gonna fall. The GA coming through, but that's just lining them up for the setup, lining them up for the final kill. 14 seconds on Attila. Mowgli now running for his life. Uses the tunnel to make it out to safety, but now they've got the hunt for blood. They're taking down Mowgli. No one will survive in this game. G2 are determined.
Attila about to respawn. Cabochard still alive. Can Vitality do it? Everything falls on Attila.
Flash forward. Everyone is in the pit. They're fighting for their lives. Attila's still alive on the backside. The tower coming out. The tower is still alive. The Nexus is not exposed. Perkz that's ridiculous. Attila will not forgive, but G2 are here to find the win. G2 lock first place.
Best game of the split. Emotional turmoil for my man over here. But as far as a viewer was concerned and a shoutcaster, I am jealous I did not get to shoutcast it. Draco's killed it.
I'm pretty sure he burst a blood vessel.
It was so good. Thank you for giving us a fantastic show.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I would play well, I think the game would be like much faster. So there is no problem.
You need back and forth. You need the comebacks for that to be really exciting.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? I'm having a ton of fun. Let's not forget as well that you are going to be having the North Americans take over very shortly. But first, let's check out the games that we've got coming up next Friday as we kick off the final week of the regular season. And take a look at this one. Breathe it in. Origin are going to be testing Schalke. We'll get to see Rogue try and do damage to SK. Every game does count. We have Misfits taking on Splice, the Vitality XL, and then we have a juicy, delectable League of Legends treat of Fnatic G2.
I can't wait for that. I mean, Splice in current form are going to smash Misfits. Schalke probably going to get smashed by Origin if Origin keep playing the way they're doing.
I think Origin is really insane right now, so I think they would win, yeah, for sure.
I mean, for me, like, finalists in Rotterdam is between G2, Fnatic, and OG. I don't see any other teams even potentially making it. That's my opinion.
I think I do agree with that.
This could be a preview of final. Fnatic G2 could be a preview of the Rotterdam finals.
I mean, it would be really hyped to face Fnatic in the finals in Rotterdam. I would honestly like to...
What would it mean for you personally? Because one of the stories that Froskuren talks about backstage is how G2 has 4 titles under their belt, but G2 has never won the title when facing an in-form Fnatic. Now, this is an organization.
A little spicy.
And one of the things that she says a lot is, like, not all titles are created equally, right? So I love this, and I think it's really exciting. The two super team, super organizations, that's a better way, of Europe. I mean, what would it be like for you to have your best shot at winning a final going up against Fnatic with 2 informed teams, if it happens?
I mean, I think if it happens, it would mean a lot, because I think every time I did face Fnatic in a BO5, and that comes from me, I think I won only once, and I lost like every single other time, which were a lot of times. So I think winning against Fnatic would mean a lot, you know, especially that last year, I remember losing to them in Spring Split in Copenhagen. So this time they don't have caps, we have caps, we can win.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. They just stole the best player, right?
Yeah, we have caps, we can win. Now, before we do wrap this one up, Trevor, I have one final question.
Yes.
So say, just theory crafting here, after the head-to-head,
oh, yes, okay,
if they are still inseparable, what happens then? Does it get all Rain Man? Is there like...
Do you know, Alex, I'm so glad you asked, okay? And I just happen to have a few numbers here. As you know, I like my stats here in LEC. Because of G2 winning today, when we look at the potential for tiebreakers out of those 1,024 options, right? In 22% of all scenarios, we have 0 tiebreakers.
20% chance of a nice clean finish.
Which means the other 88 or 78%.
You said you like numbers.
I do. My arithmetic late. The other 78% of all scenarios includes tiebreakers. So 48% chance of 1 extra game, 15% chance of 2 extra games, and the 0.88% of scenarios where we have 6 extra games. The way it boils down to, we love ties here in EU, and if we only have 1 or 2 guaranteed games, we will play them after Saturday's regularly scheduled matches. If we have 2 or more, then we'll play that on actually Sunday. So there's a potential for more juicy games next weekend.
Well, I mean, you say you love ties, but now the LEC is cool, and
we don't wear ties.
There's less of them.
I know. It's an old meme. Try to bring it back. Just, you know.
I love it. Anyway, over in the LCS, their pre-show is starting in 18 minutes, followed by Golden Guardians versus CLG. If you did miss anything from the LEC, we will have a rebroadcast later after the last game in Los Angeles. And I guess it's time for us to call it quits.
Alex, it's been such a pleasure having you on the show, dude.
Dude, thank you. This has been a wild ride. Jankos, thank you for taking the time. Trevor, thank you for the invite. And thank you to all of you people for being nice to me on the internet and giving me little dopamine follows and stuff like that. Anyway, joining us next Friday for more action in the LEC. We will have all of you joining us, I hope. Thank you and have a great night. Woo! I did it!
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like I'm the underdog here.
What?
Is it in your contract that you have to end predictions?
Maybe.
Look at the damage on the hard sub. He's backing away. There's a million red stacks on the Baron, but the red can't be popped. Memento and Odo, the combo for a triple kill. Baron is still available to be secured. Here comes upset for one. Misfits, they're done. And Garbek, USS and heal and flash. He's running for his head. He's dead. It's Crownshot that picks him up. Thanks to the killer instinct without Kobe. Can Chachi turn around? One, two, another.
Wait. I want to kill Nocturne. Yeah. Kill Kai'Sa. Kill Nocturne. Focus throw. Nice.
They just give me the information and I just pick the play. Like Chachi says, hey, we can go top. I just go top and...
Hold that tower, get the fight kicked off. Cable doing his best to disrupt, but he immediately gets deleted. Whippo buying as much time as he can, but so far it's the 1-for-1. Mystique's looking for the flank on the backside, but Reckless just tearing through that health bar. True damage, he doesn't care about that damage reduction. Expect next on the list, that's a triple for Reckless. Huge movements in Sarah on the shapeshifter. Whippo's on the backside as well. That is going to be one dead Callista. Cadril just next on the menu. His health bar is irrelevant. And that's going to be the win for Fnatic as they move closer to their playoff goals. There's not a creep wave here. They're fully going to commit for the dive. They're going to try to kill the Croc. He's knocked back into the middle team. He's going to dash through. He gets knocked away by the Tristana. Insult the injury. The Galio now coming in. Ptolemy going to give him a little bit more help. EQ desperate to get this kill. Alfari is still alive. Are you kidding me? Woodin still trying to make the difference, trying to make the big play, trying to stop them from getting any further. They're knocking Alfari back. Mindy's on the backside. Look at those carries. Just get deleted. Now coming in to bolster their efforts. Ground wolfing the minions behind the line. They go in. Take it. Vitality to find the fight here. Cabo immediately jumping into the whole team. Yanko's keeping his focus there. Wonder on the backside. G2 moving in. Looking to take to the right side. He goes in. He's